had lunch with a friend recently and who I had not caught up with in quite a while. And he said, "Oh, so I hear you're a podcaster now." I had some friends reach out and tell me, "Oh, Jessica's a podcaster." And I was like, "Oh, I'm not a podcaster. I just record some videos every once in a while. There's no consistency. It's just kind of across the board. The basic theme is on emotional clarity and things that I've learned." It's like, "Jessica, that's a podcaster." I'm like, "Okay, well, then fine." To answer the question, because a lot of people have asked me, like, "Why do you do these?" Or like, "What are you getting out of it?" And I think that's a fair question. The point for me is expression. I've had a fear of expressing myself in certain ways. And when you are not raised in an environment where emotions are not just permitted to be shared, discussed, and expressed, but embraced as part of growth. What has happened to me as I get into my adult years and some really messed up stuff happens. And then I realized that messed up stuff happened when I was a kid too, and that I've been hanging on to it this whole time. And so an effort of growth, an effort of understanding how to give myself the grace to experience and feel my emotions, how to process them effectively, that's the goal. So get out of my comfort zone, because I really believe strongly that we are meant for community and discussion around, I'm human, you're human, let's talk about it. Let's talk about our humanity. I'm sharing moments of growth and things I've learned. This is in the moment, things that I'm learning, and I'm not an expert. I've studied mental health. I've studied myself. I have found so much joy in learning more about myself. I can be inspired to share. So I'm consistently depositing into myself, into my integrity, into my awareness of who I am, the world around me, my identity, how I engage with the world, how I engage with others, how I view things. At some point, I experienced enough pain from different situations that got stuck in me, physically in my body. And I felt my nervous system on the verge of collapse, and I knew that I needed to do something about it. Part of my personality that wants to fix things, wants to solve things, was on a mission to find out what was going on, how do I fix it. That's what pushed me to get more in-depth work with therapists that has specific somatic, coaching experience and credentials, but also just learning in general about mental health things that make me uncomfortable. I want to lean into that, find out what is it that I'm being pushed to learn in this moment, in this experience. And I've learned too that sometimes things have to repeat. Challenges on a certain topic or theme have to repeat over and over before I can really not just learn, but solidify the skills. And I'm also solid in accepting that I might make mistakes, because that's the whole point of growth, gaining clarity on the situation. I want to talk more about relational accountability. I really hope that we can all have open dialogue, and if I wasn't confident and secure in who I am and willing to look in the mirror and face criticism from others, but also from myself, and know that we're all on our own journey. I also want to talk about the power of therapy. There's a stigma, I think, still even today around therapy meaning, weakness, or like we're holistically human. We have to keep things tuned, just like a car, just like an instrument. If I'm not growing, I'm not fulfilling my purpose. I've been working with a therapist weekly who has amazing credentials on somatic coaching, and I've really learned so much. Instead of letting screens and media tell us who we are, what we should think, and what others think, let's ask each other instead.